Hi YouTube, Tim Eckert here. In this video, we're going to start by factoring perfect square trinomials. I'm only going to deal with positive factors, so we're not going to have ones of the variety of x squared minus 6x plus 9. So it's only going to be positive and positive for this video. And then as we get to more complex stuff, I'll do where the middle term is, or the middle coefficient is negative. Okay, so a perfect square trinomial, it takes a certain form. It takes the form of a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. And when you factor it, it factors to a plus b squared. Okay? Now, if you look at this first one, you factor x squared plus 6x plus 9. You could just list the factors of 9 that add to positive 6. Those would be 3 and 3. So this, you could just do this the normal way and you get x plus 3 times x plus 3 and another way we'd write that is x plus 3 squared. Because anytime you multiply something by itself, you square it. That last parenthesis got away from me, but so x plus 3 squared. Now that's one way to do it, but sometimes you get numbers in front of x squared that are greater than 1 that are perfect square trinomials, and you can factor it by recognizing this pattern. So we want to start off with just factors in front of x squared that are 1, and then we'll move to more complex stuff. Okay, so if we think about that pattern and we think, well, what's our a squared here? We want to check that this is a perfect square trinomial. So what's our a squared? So our a squared is the first term. It's going to be, in this case, x squared. So our a squared is x squared. So to figure out what a is, we take the square root of a squared, and we get a is x. Okay, so now what's our b squared? Well, our b squared is going to be the last term. So b squared is going to be 9. So if we take the square root of both sides, we get b is 3. Okay, so now we want to check, is this a perfect square trinomial? We should have this 2ab should be our 6x. So 2ab, or 2 times a times b, should equal 6x. So we do 2 times x times 3. Well, 2 times 3 is 6, and 6 times x is 6x. So we do have 2ab equal to 6x. So this is a perfect square trinomial. So this is going to factor a plus b squared, or x plus 3 squared. So the factored form here is x plus 3 squared. Okay, and that's my solution. Now again, you could have done this and just listed the factors of 9 that add to 6. You probably would have done that faster, but as we move to more complex ones, we want to recognize this pattern. Okay, so let's go to problem 2. All right, problem 2, another fairly easy one. Again, we could list the factors. 5 times 5 is 25, and 5 plus 5 is 10, so we'd have x plus 5 times x plus 5 and get x plus 5 squared. But if we're starting to notice, we're thinking maybe this is a perfect square trinomial. Again, a squared is going to be our first term, so a squared is going to be x squared. B squared is going to be our last term, so b squared is going to be 25. Take the square root of both sides here. So a is going to equal x. Take the square root of both sides here. B is going to equal 5. Let's check. Does 10x, is that 2ab? So 2ab is going to equal 2 times x times 5. 2 times 5 is 10. 10 times x is 10x. So this is a perfect square trinomial. So it should factor to a plus b squared, or in this case, a is x and b is 5, so x plus 5 squared. That's our factored form. Okay, let's keep going. All right, problem 3. We're factoring 9x squared plus, this should be a 12x, that's a typo on my part, plus 12x plus 4. Okay, so 9x squared plus 12x plus 4. All right, so we want to check, is this a perfect square trinomial? So again, a squared is going to be our first term. So a squared in this case is going to equal 9x squared. Okay, so we take the square root, both sides, we get a is equal to square root of 9x squared is 3x. Why is that? Well, 3x times 3x equals 9x squared. Okay, so a is 3x. B squared is going to equal 4. So square root of b squared is b. Square root of 4 is 2. Okay, so now, does 12x equal 2ab? Is this a perfect square trinomial? So 2ab is 2 times 3x times 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 3x is 12x. So this is a perfect square trinomial, and it'll factor to a plus b squared, or in this case 3x plus 2 squared. And there we go. We're done with that one. And we factored a quadratic where a was not equal to 1. So getting up there, getting a little bit more complex. Let's try one more. All right, this last one, we're factoring 16x squared plus 8x plus 1. Okay, let's check if this is a perfect square trinomial. So a squared is going to equal 16x squared. And b squared is going to be 1. Let me fix that 2. It's not a very good 2 there. So b squared equals 1. Okay, so let's take the square root of both sides here. So we're going to say a is going to be equal to the square root of 16x squared, which is going to be 4x. The square root of b squared is b, and the square root of 1 is just 1. Okay, is this 8x equal to 2ab? So 2ab is going to be 2 times 4x times 1. 2 times 1 is 2, times 4x is 8x. So this is a perfect square trinomial, and it's going to factor to a plus b squared, or in this case 4x plus 1 squared. It's going to be our factored form for this one. And there we go. That's all there is to it. Hopefully you found this video helpful. If you did, please like and subscribe.